The third one is that, as I saw last year in India, the fight between two regulatory bodies had a huge negative impact on the insurance industry. So I saw one of the industrialists very much in the center of information. And he was very much hooked into what was happening. They made the changes faster. They've done well. So those are the three things to think about. What is more difficult is getting your senior people to change their mind. And that's where you got to get the people to see that change.
Tell me, in the current circumstances, sir, has the new normal become that your time horizon has to be shorter in terms of strategy building? How far do you look into the horizon when you look at strategy? Should there be a 1 year, 2 year, mid-year, mid-term kind of a plan? How do you kind of ensure that you have the right direction in mind?
I want to be able to explain this to you. You go industry by industry. If I look at agriculture, I know there is going to be the water issue. And I know I may flunk in the short run, but there is going to be need for food. So I'm going to make some moves on a 15, 20-year basis now, because directionally the demand is going to be there, and I may be opportunistic in between, things decline, go up, but I really need to move in. So if I'm a seed company, fertilizer company, things that go into it, you better have a 20-year span to think this one through. Why? Because if you didn't get potash, you're through. You captured the resources today. So some industries, you're going to look 20 years, work backwards 5 years, work backwards 2 years, make some actions.
What happens in industries where technology is leading the change? All the dynamics of an industry can change because of the new technology that comes in.
Yeah.
How do you plan ahead for that?
I just think India has the best model. And that is the Bharti model, Airtel. The way they have developed the business model is that a lot of that is outsourced to the IBMs, to the Siemens, to the Accentures, or whatever the companies are. And they're a partner in it. And their revenue is very dependent on them. So they bring the technology there. And their model is that we get the right number of customers with a great service and cost that expands the market. So they are now hooked with the technology changes going forward. So when the technology change is going on, you make your organization, investments and decision making, operationally more flexible.
And it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to reinvent the wheel doing that. You can pick up or look at larger trends and use that.
Yeah. The key there is these people are very skillful in looking at these structural changes and work backwards.
Sure. Should we start taking questions now from the audience? Yes, it would be great if you could introduce yourself also.
My name is Ravi Seshadri. I come from Bharti AXA General Insurance Company. So you talked about two important things. I'm just combining both and asking a very fundamental question. One is innovation, other one is people. Right. When we talk of innovation, innovation is something which can take us to dizzy heights, at the same time also put you down. Both the probabilities are there. What percentage of our total revenues approximately can be spent on innovation? B, in my innovation team, do I have the bubbling enthusiast directly from the B schools, or do I have experienced people also over there who feel that this works in the Indian market, this doesn't work in the Indian market?
Yeah.
The combination.
Yeah. Let me take the first one, which is a very important question. The first part, to divide innovation in two decision points, which you can do for anybody. One decision point is selecting an idea for cooking it up. Clear? Somebody has to select an idea somewhere. And bring me back again. In the selection of ideas, there's some very critical things you have to do. People don't do the rigorous discipline on it. But let's say this is a decision point. Now it is being cooked. And then comes the second decision point to really launch it or not. Clear? In between there are sub-decisions. The amount of money you spend between these two decision points is very small. The decision to launch is a business decision. It's not an innovation team decision. That's your decision, if you were in charge. That takes a lot of money. But this amount of money between the two is really very small. It can be as small as less than 1%. Because my argument is take fewer projects, do them right, learn, then increase, then increase, then increase. Because that money is people money, not major investment money. Second is drawing the best out of the experts. Because the breakthroughs are made by the experts, diverse experts. And third is figuring out an integrated solution without compromising. Those are three. And then you say, who can fit the bill?
My name is Sampat Kumar from Bharati AXA, General Insurance Company. I have one question related to people again. We have in India professionally qualified, highly talented, energetic youngsters who are always restless. They believe they can do things very quickly.
Yeah.
How to handle those guys?
Okay, so you have very restless young employees across industry. I think it's as close to television as it is to insurance. Yeah, media also.
Yeah.
And they have a very low threshold of patience.
Yeah.
They are very ambitious, and they're also flitting. I mean, in the sense they haven't quite figured out what they want to do. Right. And I think everybody over here relates to that. So right. What do you do with that?
How to handle those guys?
No, I like what's her name, Mary, does in Google. And I give you the example that you got to modify for your own case. Is any person, young or old, doesn't matter, has this idea and restless. Work with that person to nail down the nub of the idea in writing in less than 2 pages. And take a red pencil and take all the adjectives out. And say, come back again. They don't want to do it, let them go. Because you want to coach them to really think things through. You tell them that way. Don't make it punitive. You say you will become better this way. And then you will begin to start ferreting out who have the determination.
My name is Priyanka and I'm representing SAP Labs here. You mentioned that the CEO of the top companies need to multiply information to their first level line and to the second level line. Now, how do you ensure that others see the same vision which you are seeing? So could you please share some examples on this regard?
Yeah. When I say first line, I mean direct reports to CEO. Not first line here. So you same wavelength. One of the things to learn is that in communications, the person has to make sure that the other person got the message the way it was intended. That's very important. Not that they don't know how to hear. They do. Not that they don't think fast, they do. But we all have our own receptors. And we filter it very fast unconsciously. And therefore, you have to be savvy in communications that the receiver is receiving the message it was intended. And that you know what